Hello, everybody. How are you all doing today? I am Aya, and today, as usual, I would like to welcome you to my kitchen where we had so much fun in our created kitchen sessions before. Isn't that right? We had lots and lots of fun, and we have prepared many different super yummy and cute snacks as well, right? Well done, everyone. And we also learned a lot of different facts about food and nutrition and how to stay healthy and strong. Isn't that right? So, today we are also going to be preparing a super yummy and green juice. Really? Is it actually green? Yes, of course it is. That's why we call it the green juice. Are you excited? I think you are, and so am I. But before we start preparing our green juice, I would like you first to make sure that you have your grown-ups right next to you, because of course we will be needing them today in our kitchen to help us prepare the super yummy juice. All right? So, since you have your grown-ups right next to you, the second thing we're going to do is we are just going to go over all the wonderful things that we have learned this month in our created kitchen sessions. Okay? Are you all ready? Okay, everyone. Now, we started our created kitchen sessions by talking about all the wonderful things that our body needs to grow, right? And to have the energy that we need so we can play and we can think and we can stay focused and go to school and meet our friends and do all of the wonderful sports and activities that we like to do. Isn't that right? So, how can our bodies do all of that? Is that even possible? Of course it is. We do this every single day. Wow! But how can we do this without the food? Can you do this without eating? I don't think you can, right? Because without the food, you won't have the energy and the nutrients that you need to do all of these wonderful activities and to live your daily life active and healthy, right? So, what are these nutrients? So, we said that our bodies need these nutrients that we find in the food, right? And we said that these nutrients are divided into macronutrients, so the super important nutrients, and also the micronutrients, which are also very important. Okay? So we mentioned the macronutrients, right? We said that we have 3 different macronutrients, or 3 most important nutrients that our body needs. So, what are these nutrients? These are the carbohydrates, the proteins, and the fats, right? So, what do they do to our bodies? Now, let's go over them. The carbohydrates, they provide our bodies with the energy that it needs. Oh, really? Yes, the carbohydrates, they give us this energy that we need to think, to play, to dance, to go to school, to do all of the different sports and activities, right? That's why the carbohydrates are super important. And then, what do we have? We also have the proteins. The proteins are super important as well because they help our bodies build the muscles so we can grow stronger and bigger. Wow, isn't that wonderful? Of course it is. I'm sure that each and every one of you wants to grow big and strong, right? Okay, and then what do we have? We also have the fats. Wow, the fats are also very important because in fact, what do? They protect our bodies from feeling too hot or too cold, and they even protect our brains. That's why these three nutrients are super, super, super important for our bodies, and we call them the macronutrients. All right? Okay, but are these the only nutrients that our body needs? Of course not. Our body needs many different other nutrients, and they're all very important. And these other nutrients, we call them the micronutrients. The micronutrients. But what are these? We mentioned a lot of different micronutrients. So these are the minerals and the vitamins, right? And if you remember, we actually mentioned vitamins whose names are with the alphabet, right? They go vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, and vitamin D. Wow! The first four letters of the alphabet are actually vitamins. Isn't that wonderful? Okay, so what are the benefits of these vitamins? What do they do to our bodies? Now let's go over them. The vitamin A is actually very, very important for keeping our eyes healthy so we can see better and improves our vision, right? It is also very, very good for our skin. It keeps our skin soft and nice. And it's also very, very good for having strong teeth and bones. Wow! And then, what about the vitamin B? Vitamin B is also very, very important because it helps in a special process in our bodies. Now, this process is the process of changing the food that we eat into energy. And isn't that why we're eating the food? Of course it is. We eat the food to get the energy. And vitamin B helps our bodies in this process of changing the food into energy. And we call this process metabolism. And don't worry about the big words. You don't have to know them. Okay? And then, what about the third vitamin or the third letter? C, right? So vitamin C. Now, why is vitamin C important? Vitamin C is super, super important for our body's police. And we will be talking about that in a bit. And then, what else? Vitamin C is also very, very important for healing the wounds. So if you have a cut or a wound and you have sufficient supply of vitamin C, it gets to heal faster. Isn't that wonderful? It's just like magic. And then, what do we have? The fourth letter, vitamin D. Vitamin D is very, very important for keeping our bones healthy and strong because, in fact, it helps our bodies absorb the mineral called calcium. And if you remember, we talked about this mineral that is called calcium, and we said that it is super, super important because it helps our bodies build the bones and the teeth and also our nails. And where do we find the calcium? Now, the dairy products are full of calcium. They are super rich in calcium, especially milk. It is super, super rich in calcium. So if you need your bones to grow bigger and even stronger, you just need to have a lot of milk, okay? All right, everyone. Isn't that wonderful? We learned all of these wonderful, wonderful facts about the nutrients that we need, the macronutrients and also the micronutrients. But I mentioned something about the body's police. What's that? Do you remember? Now, I will remind you, don't worry about that. Now, the body's police is actually the immune system, right? The immune system is our body's police. And we said that a police needs weapons to fight the bad people, right? And that's exactly what our immune system does. our immune system helps protect our bodies from all the bad things that could happen to them, like the viruses and the bacteria that can attack our bodies and cause the diseases. That's why the immune system is a very, very important system in our bodies. And it actually uses some weapons. And what are these weapons? Now, these weapons are actually the nutrients that we find in the food. And that's why the nutrients and having healthy food is super, super, super important to keep our bodies healthy and strong, and so we can grow bigger and we grow in a healthy manner, and also to be smart, right? Okay, everyone. Now, all of these were wonderful, wonderful things that we learned about the food and having healthy food. Now, what else have we learned? We learned some amazing food facts, right? Now, if you remember, one of the best food facts ever, and the super fun one, was that the different colors of the different vegetables and fruits actually give us an indicator about the different vitamins and minerals that we can find in these fruits and vegetables. And that was a super, super fun fact. And we talked about the red fruits and vegetables, we talked about the yellow fruits and vegetables, and we talked about the orange fruits and vegetables as well. So we said that the red fruits and vegetables contain the substance called lycopene, right? And we said how important the lycopene is for our heart health and also for our eyes, right? And we said that it actually contains fiber. But we didn't mention anything about the fiber today. Oh, really? Now I'm going to tell you now. The fiber is super, super important because it actually helps in the digestion process. Do you remember the digestion process? Now, the digestion process is the process of breaking down the food into teeny, teeny, tiny particles so that it can actually run in our bloodstream and feed our bodies, right? So that's why the fiber is super, super important. We also mentioned the orange fruits and vegetables, and we said that they contain a chemical natural substance as well called beta carotene. And we said how important the beta carotene is for the eyes and the vision. And what else? That's why we always say that carrots are very, very important for your vision, because carrots are orange. When you eat carrots, you get better vision, okay? Or eyesight. And then what else? We talked about the yellow ones, and we said that the yellow fruits and vegetables contain potassium, which is very, very good for regulating the heartbeat. So, and potassium is found in, do you know a super, super, super yummy and sweet fruit that is yellow and is full of potassium? Can you please tell your grown-ups? Well done, everyone! Now that's the banana. Bananas are rich in potassium because they are yellow and they're very, very, very healthy and super yummy as well. I love bananas. All right, everyone. Now these are the super fun food facts that we have mentioned. We also did a super, super fun STEM experiment, right? Or a science experiment. And that was the erupting lemon volcano. And it was awesome. I loved it. And I loved how the volcano was erupting. Woo! And we said that this comes from the carbon dioxide gas, which is the bubbling and fizzing gas that comes out, right? And that was a super, super fun experiment. We also did the hungry caterpillar, if you remember, and it was super cute and also super yummy. So all of these wonderful things that we have created together in our created kitchen were so nice, cute, healthy, and also fun, right? And that's what we're going to do today as well. We are going to be preparing the green juice, which is a super healthy and also super yummy juice, okay? Now, before we start preparing our green juice, I will just let you know the ingredients that we will be using. All right? Now, let's see. We are going to be using an apple, one apple, and you can use red apples, you can use yellow apples, or even green apples. If you like your juice to be a bit sweet or to taste a little bit sweet, you can use red or yellow apples. If you want it to be a little bit sour, you can use green apples. Okay? So we have one apple, and then we have one pear, and then we have one cucumber, and just a handful of baby spinach. I'm going to be using some baby spinach. You can also use some kale if you like. Okay? And then a little bit of ginger to taste. A little bit of ginger. And some coconut water. So for the coconut water, we will be using 330 ml. Okay? 330 ml of coconut water. And then I will be needing a chopping board to cut my veggies and fruits, a knife of course, and please grown-ups, be very careful when the kids are using the knives. Just give them like a butter knife, or just make sure to always be there to help and assist them and to make sure that they're safe. Okay? And we need a blender, and then just a cup because we are going to be tasting it together. Okay? All right, and now we can start preparing our super yummy green juice. Are you all ready? Well, I am sure you are. Now let's start by cutting our fruits into just tiny cubes. Not really tiny cubes, just medium cut cubes. And let's put them in the blender, okay? All right, now let's start. I'm just going to start by cutting my apple over here. And of course, we're using all of these healthy fruits and veggies because we already spoke about how important they are. Now, the apple contains lycopene, right? Which is very important. It's very good for our health. Provides us with fiber. It also has vitamin A and vitamin C. And these fruits are super rich in fiber. Okay? Now, I'm just taking out the seeds. Just put them here aside. And be careful when you're using the knife. You want to make sure that you are safe, right? Safety is very important in the kitchen. Okay? Wow. And just take your time cutting these fruits. We have one veggie here to cut. Let's be very careful. Just take your time. Nice and sweet. Okay, I have my last piece of apple to cut. Okay. And I will now just cut this. You don't really need teeny tiny cubes, but just for the ease of blending. Okay, let's put them all in here. I have all my apples inside. All right, now I have my apples ready. And I hope you have your apples ready as well. Now we can start cutting our pear. Okay? Now let's cut the pear the same way. The pear is much easier to cut, right? Because it's softer. Okay. And the pear is actually a yellow fruit, right? That's why it's very important and healthy. It contains the potassium, it contains the bioflavonoids and the carotenoids. And don't worry about the namings. I know they are super big words for teeny tiny food, right? But it's fine. They are just very good for our health. Okay. Just taking this out. And I'm cutting my pear. Wow. Now, why do you think we call it the green juice? Well, of course, it is green, of course. But then we decided to make this green juice today because, in fact, when we talked about all the wonderful food facts and the different colors, we did not mention the green color, right? Oh yes, we didn't. We mentioned the red, the orange, and the yellow, but we haven't mentioned the green. So why do we use the green today? We are just going to mention the green that is very important because it contains the green vegetables and fruits. So in our case here, we're using the spinach and the cucumber, right? They're both green. And the spinach and the cucumber, or the green fruits and vegetables, are very important because they contain phytochemicals, or they are natural chemicals that come from plants, like the lutein and the indoles. Oh, big words again. Don't worry about the big words. But they are very important because they help prevent the risk of certain diseases. So they prevent certain diseases from coming and invading our bodies. And then they are also very good for our eye health, and they promote healthy bones. That's why green vegetables and fruits are very important. And that's why we decided to make this green juice today. Okay? Now, let's put our pears in the blender since they're ready. Okay, last thing to cut is my cucumber. Just going to take the head and the tail. And then cut my cucumber into circles. Be very careful when using the knife. And grown-ups, please make sure to assist your children and keep them safe. Okay, let's put our cucumbers inside. See? And then we have our spinach, just a handful inside, and just a teeny tiny bit of ginger to taste. And ginger is actually very good for our immune system, or for our body's police, and it helps with any discomfort that could happen in your tummies. So like nausea, for example, ginger is very good for that. And it helps prevent the cold and flu and treat them. That's why ginger is super important. Okay. And also, the coconut water is very nice because it helps in digestion. And it regulates your blood pressure. Now let's pour our coconut water. Now we're going to use 330 ml of coconut water. You can use a measuring cup for that. Like I know that this one. And okay. And now, since we have everything ready in our blender, we can now start blending. It's going to be a little bit noisy, but no worries. That's okay. Let's have a little bit of noise. Okay? Are you ready? All right, let's blend. Just make sure to give it the time that it needs to really blend it well. Okay, so I think mine is okay now. And I can simply pour it in my cup and taste it. And I believe that you have yours ready as well. Okay, let's pour it here. And then let's taste our super yummy green juice together. Are you all ready? Okay, let's taste it. Wow, this is so yummy and also super healthy, right? With all these wonderful things that we have put inside, the coconut water, the pears, the apple, the cucumber, the spinach, and the ginger together made this wonderful, super healthy mix. Okay? How about we take another big sip? Oh wow, super yummy. Well, I had so much fun with you children preparing this super yummy and healthy green juice. And I really can't wait to see you next time. And grown-ups, please don't forget to visit the ECA website on the Parents platform. There is a downloadable guide for you that is called Why is Healthy Nutrition Important for Children? It will show you all the wonderful things and the appropriate nutrients for your child's age. Thank you all so much for being here today, and I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye!